Hello and welcome to the East Lothian Road and Trail 4th Enduro. It was held on the 8th of October 1995 and was sponsored by JB Frozen Foods. Woodmere Forest here was used by the kind permission of the Forestry Enterprise. Have we got a treat in store for you? As you can see from the clips at the start, this course was a good one. There was some mud and a boggy bit or two, plenty of trees, some fast road sections and a brilliant water splash. We had 3 cameras on location and we still didn't manage to cover the whole of the course, but we think that we caught the best bits. 44 riders entered the event. There was one non-starter, number 72 George Anderson, and at the end of the day there were 22 retirements. So this gives you some idea of what the course was like and what we have in store for you. So keep on watching. That's number 20 there, Alex McGowan. Bike 66, Ian Bells. There's Alex McGowan again. This was the Parc Ferme for scrutineering beforehand. We had some strong winds as well. The sun got out later in the afternoon though, so it wasn't so bad. Bike 69, Jim McFarlane's. This chap here is Ian McKenzie. That's his KTM. Stood next to him is John McGaff. Bike 35 going through scrutineering, that's Bill Brown's. And there he is. Number 34 there was Martin Pennycook. That's a 125 Gaz. Martin's from Rosyth. And in the background there you can see number 28, Duncan Braid, and that's his Honda 250. Before the race began, I had a quick word with Ian Bell.
Aye, Ken, I've got my candles on the motor. It's pretty boggy, so it'll be tough for everybody, and probably even tougher for me. But
definitely.
Oh no, I quite enjoy this type of going, really.
Yeah.
It's quite, you know, more like the. When I started up about 8 years ago, the Enduros were more like this.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking forward.
How old were you when you started again?
60.
60.
60, yeah.
Still a teenager.
Just a lad, just a lad.
Yes.
But no, I'm looking forward to the course today, honestly.
Right.
Should be good, should be good.
I then had a talk to Stephen Palmer.
It's cold today.
Are you hoping to do well?
Who can tell?
I think it's anybody's today then.
Try my best. Try and stay on, try and finish. See how I go.
Good luck to you anyway. What's your name?
Stephen Palmer, number 25.
Cheers.
At 11 o'clock, number 2 Richard Hay and number 1 Malcolm Bissett both got away from the start. They were both on Husky Sport 250s. Number 3, Derek Little from Elgin, gets away from the start. Followed away by number 4, Graham Farish on his Husky. Number 5 and number 6, Nicky Beavitt and Dougal Walker, get set to set away. Both started, and off they go. Number 7, Murray Thompson from Blackwood, and number 8 there, Ian Patterson from Haddington. Head off into the trees. Number 9, Ian Hawkes on his Yamaha 250. He's from Edinburgh. Number 12, John McNeil from Innerleithen. Followed away by number 11, Colin Tate. He's from Roswell. These were the last two from the expert class. Now on to the clubmans. There were 16 riders in this class. Number 20 there, Alex McGowan, having problems getting started. But number 21, John McGath, on his KDX 200, heads off into the trees, glad to gain one position at least. And finally, Alex McGowan gets himself away. He's from Mallowa. There we have number 23, Stuart Watson. Followed by number 22, Ian McKenzie. They only knew what they were heading into. Number 25, Stephen Palmer, the guy that came up in front of the camera later on. And number 24, Stuart Livingstone from Brockburn. Number 26, Stan Peterson from Edinburgh, followed away by number 27, Andrew McKee on his KTM. Number 28 here, Duncan Braid from Thornton, gets his Honda 250 started, while number 29, Stuart Hetherington from Brampton, seems to be having problems with his Squires KTM. Duncan gets away from the start and heads off for his first lap. Stuart is still having problems, while number 31, Dougie Meek, gets away from the start. He's followed by number 30, Grant Miller, on his KTM. These bikes are nice and clean. Just wait till a couple of laps in. Number 32 gets away, Rab Moir, on his 250 KTM. He's followed by Davey Dunn on his 250 Kawasaki. And this is number 34, Martin Pennycook on his Gas. We saw him in the Parc Ferme earlier. And this is number 35, Bill Brown. There were 17 riders in the sportsman's class, and the first one away was number 61 here, Russell Adams from Thornton. He was on a KDX 200. And that's number 62, Clark Tate. He's on his Eurotech KTM 125. Next away is number 64, Alisdair Lawson. He's from Edinburgh. And number 63, Tony Barnett from Uphall. Go for it, Tony. Next away we have number 65, George McGowan from Oxton. And number 66 follows him up, that's Ian Bell from Broxburn. He's on his Kawasaki 200. Here Ian's sorting out his choke. Next, number 67, Tom Steele on his KTM. And he's followed away by number 68, Brian Hamilton. It actually says Brain in the programme. He must have been one of the more intelligent riders. And here is number 69, Jim McFarlane on his Suzuki DR200. He's followed by number 70, Robert Patton. He's from Bonnyrigg. And finally, number 29, Stuart Hetherington has got his Squires KTM started and he heads off onto the course, lagging behind. And this is number 71, Liz Millett. She was one of the organisers of the event. And now we have number 74, Kevin McKay. He's from Kirkintilloch. Number 73 having problems there, Graham Stevenson. He's also from Kirkintilloch. He's on a Yamaha XT350. And here we have number 76, Ian Retty. He did very well in the Slaley Forest Enduro down at Hexham in Northumberland. I think that was number 75, George Brakey. There is number 77, Ken Donaldson. Finally, two of the marshals take up the rear. We'll now move on to a section a little bit further into the forest. And this is number 22, Ian McKenzie on his KTM. By the time the riders had had one lap of the course, they were so caked with mud that it was very hard for us to tell who was who. An unknown rider, followed by number 3, Derek Little on his Yamaha 125. Moving on, we have Malcolm Bissett, number 1, on his Husky Sport 250. And next along is number 67, Tom Steele. Here we have two bikes coming up the fire break to the corner. Splashes through some water. That bike in the lead there looks like George McGowan, number 65. He's on a KX 125 and he's from Oxton. Just look how dirty he is. Further up the bank, we caught up with Mr. Ian Bell. And number 20, Alex McGowan. This is number 2 going strong, Richard Hay on his Husky Sport 250. He wasn't having no prisoners. We moved a little bit further up to the corner, and this looks like number 3, Derek Little on his Yami 125. Going at it hammer and tongs. Number 6 there, that was Dougal Walker. He's on his KTM 300. That's a seater KTM 300. That looked like number 77, but I'm not sure. If it was Ken Donaldson. That's definitely number 7. And that was Murray Thompson. He's on a seater KTM. And whoever that was, he was certainly pushing it and showing off for the camera. Number 69, Jim McFarlane, followed by number 24, and that is Stuart Livingstone. He's on a KTM EXC 250, and he's from Broxburn. Number 33 comes through next. That's Davey Dunn on a Kawasaki 250. We'll take a peek round this corner now as we watch number 35, Bill Brown. And that track goes on for a mile. That looks like it could be number 11, Colin Tate. He's from Rosewell. Oh, and he nearly gets it wrong as he goes off the side. Kicking up mud on his way. This is number 28. That's Duncan Braid on his Honda 250. Next up, number 8. That's Ian Patterson. This is number 26, Stan Peterson. He's from Edinburgh. And this is number 32, Rab Moir. Moving on 2 to 3 miles further into the course, we came to this point. That's number 26 there, Stan Peterson on his Honda 250. Up the bank past the building and off into the trees towards the water splash. And there goes number 24, Stuart Livingstone on his KTM. And here I think we have number 22, Ian Mackenzie. Followed through by 2 other riders. And here we'll watch one of the bikes in slow motion as he does a wheelie up the bank. Watch this front wheel get airborne. Nicely done. Next through we have Martin Pennycook on his Gaz. And he's followed by, well, he knows who he is. Next we have Kevin McKay and Graham Stevenson losing their way. The track was clearly marked at this point. There's Kevin trying to work out where he's supposed to go. Graham Stevenson gets himself turned around, sees the flag, and heads off up the bank. Kevin's not far behind. Valuable time lost, lads. this guy, who's just waved at the camera, is Rab Moore again. He's on his KTM 250 and he's from Pennycook. Next up, number 2, Richard Hay, going strong. Whoa, nearly gets it wrong. That's number 1 there. Malcolm Bissett pushing, trying to catch up with Richard Hay. Number 3 from the expert class. That's Derek Little. And that was number 6, Dougal Walker. That looks like it could be number 12, John McNeil on his KX 250. He's from Innerleithen. I'm possibly wrong, but that could be number 29, Stuart Heverington on his Squires KTM. Followed through by number 8, Ian Patterson. And as number 30, Grant Miller, goes through, we'll move on to the water splash. Just to embarrass my second camera person, Jan Hutchinson, I'm going to let her explain in her own words about this moist wet patch that she found, where you all got a good soaking.
Beyond this patch of water is a ditch with even more water in it, and it's like a bog all around. Quite deep in the middle. I'm sorry, I can't get any closer to it. I've tried. The ground's so boggy. There's going to be some fun.
Sorry about that, Jan. First into the water was number 2, Richard Hay on his Husky. Look how clean the water is at this point and how clean the bikes are for the first lap. Number 3 follows him through, Derek Little. Next we have number 8, Ian Patterson, and number 6, Dougal Walker. Just watch Ian as he nearly comes off in this water. Whoa! And again. Whoa! Number 6 did alright though. Next up we have number 5, Nicky Beavitt from Edinburgh on his Suzuki 250. Watch how close he comes to our camera person in trying to avoid the deep part of the water. After just a few bikes have gone through, that water's got black already. And this is number 7, Murray Thompson. He's from Blackwood. He's even blacker now. Did somebody fall off there? We were lucky that was off camera. Just watch the style of number 9 here, Ian Hawkes from Edinburgh. Puts on the power, head down, and through. Right, I think it's slow motion time, folks. Look at that water spray. Well done, Ian. Well done indeed. There goes number 12. And that was John McNeil. He's from Innerleithen. There's somebody else who I don't know who that was because he was covered with mud. Next through was number 1, Malcolm Bissett. Go on, Malcolm, give it some power through this water. And next up here, number 20. Whoa, nearly coming off in the corner. Getting it wrong there. That's Alex McGowan. He was the first man away in the clubman class. He gets a face full of water. And who's next for the soaking? Yes, it's number 22, Ian Mackenzie on his KTM. Just listen to him. Wet or what? He's followed through by 21, and that's John McGaff on his KDX 200. Next through we have a few riders, one after another. The first one being number 26, Stan Peterson. Followed by, I think that was 24, and I don't know who that was. And that's definitely number 28, Duncan Braid. Next of the Lemmings, who is it going to be? It was number 23, Stuart Watson, enjoying it immensely. Somebody trying to take it steady. Number 27, Andrew McKee. He's on a KTM 125. That looks like number 31, and that would be Dougie Meek on his Husky. Followed by number 30, Grant Miller on his KTM 350. Next along here, Davey Dunn on his Kawasaki 250. Managing to soak our camera person, Jan Hutchinson. Listen to this. Gets the hanky to clean the camera and herself down. The next rider along was number 34, Martin Pennycook on his Gas 125. Takes it nice and steady. Doesn't fancy getting soaked first lap around. Not like number 35 though, that's Bill Brown pushing hard and getting a face full of muck. And next along we have Rab Moore from Pennycook. Just watch his face as he comes through this water. We'll slow it down for you so you can see. Look at the spray going up. He scrunches his face up, puts the helmet down, but it gets him right on the visor. What a look. Well done, Rab. And next through is number 62, Clark Tate on his Eurotech KTM. He's from Haddington. Watch this, taking it steady. Spray goes up, gets him in the face. He's smiling at the camera though. Next rider to take the plunge is Alistair Lawson on his KTM 300. He's an Edinburgh chap. Takes the spray. It looks like he's followed through by number 29, Stuart Hetherington on his Squires KTM, trying to make some time up. Go for it, Stuart. This next rider looks like number 61, and that'll be Russell Adams on his KDX 200. Next rider to come through is number 76, Ian Retty. He gets a face full as well. And next up we have Tony Barnett on his Honda CR250. Look how clean he is at this point. Just wait till he's passed through this water. Next up we'll watch as Tom Steele comes through this water splash. Accelerates towards the camera. We'll slow it down here for you as he hits the water. Watch, as soon as that front wheel enters that water, the spray comes up and gets him straight in the face. See just how dirty this water's got now. The way he looks across at the camera as he passes. Utterly disgusted. Well done, Tom. Let's just watch and listen as this next group of riders come through. Led in by Jim McFarlane, number 69, and Mr. Ian Bell, number 66, taking up the rear. Jim thought that was funny. Let's listen and see if Ian has anything to say. We'll just watch a few more riders through this splash and then we'll move on to another part of the course. There's loads more mud and water to come. This chap's number 75, one of the late entries, George Brakey. Next up, number 77, Ken Donaldson. He gives a wave at the camera. This is number 70, Robert Patton, stalling in the corner. He definitely got wet. The last rider we filmed through here was number 2, Richard Hay, who at this point was going very strong. We'll now move on to that wet patch. Say that wet patch. This was the second wet patch that Jan Hutchinson found. First rider through, number 22. That's Ian Mackenzie on his KTM 300. Watch him fall over here. Oh dear. Gets moving. Looks at the camera, nods, and gets on his way. Most of you will remember this part of the course because it's where the riders had to go up through the mud where Richard Hay just came off and back down the other side of the fence. This rider looks like it could be number 2, Richard Hay. And he's followed by what looks like number 3, Derek Little on his Yami 125. And here comes the next rider, kicking up the heather as he comes down. You can hear how strong the wind was at this point, and just look at the grass and the trees. That could be number 8, Ian Patterson. Can't make out the number on this bike, but he did that well. Coming back down this side of the fence, we have number 20, Alex McGowan. He's the first one through from the clubman class. We didn't know who to film at this point. Oh, nicely done. Whoever you are. Another black rider. That's number 7, Murray Thompson on his Ceta KTM 300. 2 more bikes going for the mud. Bit of overtaking there, through to the side of it. And they get attacked by a fir tree. And again, I bet that hurt. He's stuck. He's going to get off and push it through. I think we'll have to have a Guess the Rider competition in this one. That could be number 65, George McGowan. He's seen the camera there. He passes by the fir trees. Ow. Gets on his way. And next through here we have Bill Brown, really getting bogged down. Watch the other bikes come past him. looks at the camera. Stalls the bike. Jan did say that some of the riders did give her some abuse for not helping them out of the mud. She is there to film for us and not to help you guys out. Nicely done. Here's another rider coming down this side of the fence, followed by another one. I think that's number 24, Stuart Livingstone from Broxburn. Watch this. Oh! And again, we'll watch that again. And now we'll go for the slow-mo on it. Right, here comes Stuart. There was only one pothole here and he had to find it. His bum's off the seat. Wheel goes down into the hole. He's forward onto the handlebars. Oh my God. Water sprays up out of the hole onto the engine of the bike, causing this spectacular cloud of steam. Stuart should be in Hollywood for stunts like that. He was okay, by the way. He picks himself up, gets the bike out of the hole, as the other rider, number 28, goes past him. 28 was Duncan Braid. Stuart gets on his way. And the next rider through here is number 65, George McGowan. He's on his KX125. Whoops, he nearly comes off there. He's taking it very steady. He's obviously worn out by this point. Most of the riders were on their second or third lap. He waves at the camera, so he's still got some spirit left. And here we have number 68, Brian Hamilton. He's obviously waiting for somebody here. I don't know who that is because I can't make out the number on the bike. But just watch this. Brian certainly is the brains of the outfit. Pull over and let somebody else try it first so he can see if they get stuck. Nope, no problems. So the brains of the outfit has a go. And comes off. Thumbs up to the camera. Well done, Brian. Nicely done indeed. I think we'll have another look at that one. Here he goes, into the mud. Whoops. Sees the camera. Thumbs up. Then after this he takes a bow. Next up, number 77, Ken Donaldson, comes round the corner and pulls up to let number 26, one of the faster riders, Stan Peterson, blast through the mud. And now Ken has a go in the same way and makes it through. He's obviously learning from others' mistakes. And here is one of the marshals coming through patrolling the course. The only serious injury of the day was to one of the marshals, who sadly broke his leg. He was due to go on holiday the next day as well, and he had to be stretchered out of the forest from 3 miles into the ambulance. Hope he's soon better. The chap making his way relentlessly down here is number 32, Brad Moore. We seem to have seen a lot of him in this video. He obviously realises, because he waves at the camera. One of the last riders that Jan filmed through here was the veteran of Enduro racing, Ian Bell. My hat goes off to him, 68 years old, and he still managed to finish this course when about 20 of you other riders actually retired because it was too hard for you. Tackles the mud and gets through it. Ian just plods on relentlessly, seems to get through where others get stuck. And this is Ian coming down this side of the fence. As he passes on, we'll move through to a next section, which was also muddy. The first rider into this section was number 20. That's Alex McGowan. He was the first one off from the clubman class. Gets through no problem and waves at the camera. Hear that wind on the camera. It had mufflers on. Just look at the mud that this chap's spraying up. I don't know who he is because I can't see the number on the bike. We'll have a look at that again in slow-mo. And here he is, kicking up the mud. This looks really spectacular in slow-mo. Look how high that mud gets. Takes a quick glance at the camera. I'm sure that's a smile on his face as he passes by. Well done, whoever you are. You deserve a medal for that one. And next up for the beauty treatment in the mud pack is number, well, I don't know, but he waves at the camera anyway. Bye bye. And next through is number, well, your guess is as good as mine. Here we have number 2, could be Richard Hay, still going strong. And next along here is number 8, Ian Patterson on his Honda 250. Struggling with this mud, but he manages to keep it moving and gets through. He's followed by number 24, Stuart Livingstone, who gets it wrong yet again. And up behind him there is number 35, Bill Brown. 2 more bikes coming for the mud treatment. That's it, walk it through. That's the idea. That's number 30 something or other. Could be number 33, Davey Dunn. That looks like it could be number 6, Dougal Walker. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on these. Really kicking up the dirt. That's number... Yes, well, like I say, don't quote me on any of these. This is the point where Jan moved in closer to the fence and caught number 7, Murray Thompson, stuck in the mud. He waves at the camera. Where he gets himself onto a bit of harder ground at the side.
Okay, brilliant.
Well done, Murray. Next bike around the corner looks like it could be number 11, Colin Tate. Really digging himself in. Nice one, Colin. The next fool that steps in where angels fear to tread is number 8, Ian Patterson. Next rider up, number 26, Stan Peterson, who gets it stuck. He's obviously very worn out. And he gives up. It's really heartbreaking for us when you guys get stuck in mud like this and we can't come and help you. We are there to film you. And Stan, get it started again. He really is stuck there. A bit later on, he's still struggling. He made some sarcastic comment to the camera there. It finally gets on his way. And here he is again, number 32, Rab Moir. The bike just come round the corner is number 22, Ian McKenzie, and his KTM 300. Just watch him spray Jan, our camera person, with mud. He's smiling here. Jan isn't though. I'm surprised she didn't swear at this point. She did last time she got sprayed. She's obviously looking for the handkerchief. Out it comes. Wipes the camera off. Look at her leg. I have just had it pointed out to me that the bike that number 22, Ian McKenzie, is riding is not a KTM like I stated, but a Kawasaki. What I can't understand is why did he enter the competition with a KTM and now he's riding a Kawasaki? Has anyone got any answers for that one? This chap stuck in the mud is number 21, John McGath. Feel really sorry for him here. He's obviously got no energy left. The bikes passing through in the background are going up towards that last section which we filmed, where you had to travel up one side of the fence and then back down the other. They came around the corner to here, where they found another boggy part. Jan seems to be making a habit of finding these wet, moist, damp, sticky patches. I don't know what it is about her. John musters the last of his energy to get the bike upright. That's it, all he needs to do now is start it and he can be on his way. And this happens. I don't know whether you heard that language, but we certainly did. Finally gets to sit down and a little bit of a rest, get his breath back and muster himself starting the bike and heading off to tackle more mud. Gets he started, walks the bike through. Cheerio, John. Next rider in, number 34, Martin Pennycook. Looking for his route through, and then chooses the deepest part of the mud and digs himself in. Martin lifts the back end of the bike out. Out with a kickstart and gets it started. Gets it started again and pushes it through. And heads off on his way. We'll watch the last rider through here and then leave this part of the course and go on to the fast road section. That's number 63, Tony Barnett. Number 20 goes through there, that's Alex McGowan. Earlier on I actually called him Ian McKenzie. My apologies to him. here we have number 21. That's John McGaff on his KDX 200. Accelerates away off up that road. Next rider, number 26, Stan Peterson. And the next rider through is number 24, Stuart Livingstone. Taking it easy into the corner. And off up that track into the distance. Next rider to come through was Stuart Hetherington on his Squires KTM. I was just waiting for somebody to come off on this corner. It's number 71, Liz Millett. Here we have number 63, Tony Barnett. Tony accelerates away. See the bikes disappearing around the corner up the top there. Next rider through was number 35, Bill Brown. He was actually doing very well in the clubman class. Whoa, nearly loses it there. And this is number 22, Ian McKenzie. Not on a KTM, but on a Kawasaki. The next rider comes through the puddles down towards us. That's number 34, Martin Pennycook on his Gaz. That guy pushing his trail bike down the road there had lost a gear in his gearbox, and he'd got engine running but no power to the back wheel. He was just one of the spectators in the day, actually. Next we have two riders coming down to us. Taking it steady. That last rider there, number 33, is Davey Dunn on his Kawasaki 250. This rider is Duncan Braid on his Honda 250. Whoa, he nearly loses the back end. Somebody's going to do it yet. And this is the one that came unstuck, number 25, Stephen Palmer. Oh, that's painful. We're saying there that that's what he gets from showing off in front of the cameras. I walked towards him here. He'd actually broken his clutch lever off and set to do his repairs.
Sure enough.
There's been a few done it, don't worry.
Is there?
Aye.
I'd actually had the camera turned off for a little while there because the air was blue around
I
him.
said to myself, I wouldn't do that, do.
Number 2, Richard Hay there, doing very well in the expert class. Stephen was losing a lot of time here. As it happens, he was later to retire. Going through there, number 3, Derek Little. Followed by number 1, Malcolm Bissett, trying to catch up with Richard Hay.
How Not to Take a Corner by Stephen Palmer. How Not to Take a Corner by Stephen Palmer.
Stephen got himself sorted and then cracked a little joke towards us. One of the marshals. That was number 6 going through there. Dougal Walker. Now for that joke off Stephen.
Go on.
Who's this? It's me!
I must admit, most of you look like that. Look on the bike in the background. That's our second camera person, Jan Hutchinson, being given a lift by a marshal. One of the other riders belts through. Stephen gets started. Sets off on his way. We've now moved up that road track just round the corner to where the riders have to turn and go down into the trees. And this is rider number 77, Ken Donaldson. Looks tame enough down there. Till Ken finds that bit and nearly comes off. Stalls the bike. And does come off. Well done, Ken. Gets his bike restarted again as one of the other riders passes through. He probably didn't realise that that one was caught on camera. Next one through, number 75, George Brakey. There's obviously some mud down there. Whoa. Next one through, number 1, Malcolm Bissett, sliding the back wheel. And next up, number 5, Nicky Beavitt on his Suzuki 250. Really got the bike bouncing down there. Next up we have number 8, Ian Patterson. And following him through is number 7, Murray Thompson. That looks like number 6. That'll be Dougal Walker. Followed by... I don't know, but he knows who he is. And this rider through is number 61, Russell Adams. As he makes his way down into the trees, another bike comes along the road and enters into the fire break. We'll now move on from here to about another mile and a half into the course, where our third camera person, Jameson Bell, was located. The first bike through his position was number 8, Ian Patterson. Next along, number 2, Richard Hay, going strong. And number 3, Derek Little, right behind him. That bank was obviously going to cause some problems, as you will see later. The next rider through was number 5, Nicky Beavitt. Number 7's next, Murray Thompson. The bike on the left there belonged to one of the marshals who'd stopped next to the camera. That bank was starting to get chewed up a little bit and become slightly slippy. Next rider waved at the camera. That's number 4, Graham Farish on his Husky. Rider, number 11, Colin Tate. Next through is number 12, John McNeil. Oh, he nearly loses it. So he missed the number on that rider. And here's number 1, Malcolm Bissett, lagging behind slightly. It's going strong though. It's attacked by the fir tree. Here we have number 22, Ian McKenzie, not on a KTM. Another rider follows him through. Let's see if we can make out who that is. That's number 20, Alex McGowan. Number 25, Stephen Palmer, who was to retire after his accident on the corner. Nearly loses it again. Number 26 follows him through. That's Stan Peterson. Number 24, Stuart Livingstone. He's the guy that did the pirouette over the handlebars earlier on. And that's number 28, Duncan Braid on his Honda 250. Sorry about slightly out of focus there. Next rider through, number 33, Davey Dunn on his Kawasaki. He gets slapped in the face by the fir tree. Number 21, John McGath. Jamie, our cameraman, decided to move a little bit further down to where they were passing that fir tree and coming up the bank. That's number 35 coming through. That's Bill Brown. That looks like it could be number 27. If it is, it's Andrew McKee. And just watch this, number 31, Dougie Meek. Watch him nobble Jamie. Oh! He didn't actually hit him. Jamie managed to drop the camera and get out of the way in time, but it does look good. The marshal moved off, so Jamie followed him on his way. Jamie couldn't have found a better place to film from. Like Jan before him finding moist wet patches, Jamie found this ball-busting boggy bit. Look at that mud! And it was to get worse. Number 29, Stuart Hetherington, gets himself stuck in the mire. He was later to retire. Number 62, Clark Tate. 34, Martin Pennycook. And another rider there who I can't make out at the moment. There's 62, Clark Tate. He's made it through. 23 it is. Stuart Watson on his Honda CR250. He's through. But number 34, Martin Pennycook, is well and truly stuck. This poor marshal here deserves a medal for helping them out of the mud. Martin gets on his way. Next into the mud. Who's this going through? That's number 64 there. And that'll be Alistair Lawson. Not sure who that is, he's so caked up with mud. Now for the next bikes coming in. Number 65, George McGowan gets it well and truly stuck. And number 66 is stuck as well. 66 is Ian Bell. Ian gets away. And number 67 passes through, Tom Steele. Here's one of the riders taking a shortcut around the back. Not advisable. Marshall races round to see if he can give him a hand. It's number 32. That's Rab Moir. Well, Rab, yes, we can depend on Rab for giving us some spectacular footage. This mud really did get cut up. Next in, number 2, Richard Hayes, does it with style. He really blasted through there. We can see why he was getting ahead at this point. Let's stop and have a look for the best way through. That's number 68, Brian Hamilton. Somebody else has a look at it and sees if they just misses that mud. That's number 69, Jim McFarlane. He's through and away. And Brian follows him. It's the marshal telling them where the hardest part is. Whoa! That's number 77, Ken Donaldson, stalling out. Gets it started and manages through without too many problems. Number 1, Malcolm Bissett. He manages it through. Seems to be if you keep the power on and keep the bike moving, you can get through this mud. Hesitate and you're stuck. See what I mean? He got through, no problem. Number 8. Getting it all messed up. Well, it was messed up already. We've got even more messed up now. Look at this. Into his waist. That's Ian Patterson. One of the others going for it behind him. It's like number 6. That's Dougal Walker getting it stuck. The guy in the back, look at that, mud flying. The guy in the background there coming through is number 7, Murray Thompson. He walked it through and stalls the bike and gets laughed at in the process. Somebody else getting it stuck. You can see how wet and soft this ground was. Can't see a number on that bike. Could have been one of the marshals. Marshall telling him to wind it on. really digging in here. This marshal really does deserve Marshal of the Day award. You can work out who that is. Your guess is as good as mine. This is where the marshal was looking for a hard part for the bikes to go through on. Tells them to wind it on. That's number 3, and he's off. That's Derek Little. He came off in style. Let's watch that one again. Oh, and he's down. The marshal goes and helps him up. And he falls off the opposite side of the bike. Come on, Derek. Starts it up. Let's see if he can spray the marshal with mud. Come on, Derek. In up to your waist. Lovely. One more mud-covered marshal to go with it. He's finally through. Number 9 here, Ian Hawkes on his Yanni 250. This was a little bit further on from that mud we saw earlier. There's one tired marshal. Again, there was some mud here as well. Number 20, Alex McGowan, comes down the bank. Puts on the power to get him through this mud. And stalls out. Right in front of the camera. Next through, number 26, Stan Peterson. What a lovely rut that's got into. You can see the water running through the middle of it there. The next rider down the bank is number 24, Stuart Livingstone. This rider is number 61, Russell Adams. He was the first man off from the sportsman class. Another bike comes down the bank, that's number 22, Ian McKenzie, not on his KTM. He's a right stick in the mud. And here is number 35, Bill Brown. We've moved along now from that mud, where you had to travel along the sides of the power lines and then up towards the special test section. This is is number 29 going across the little bridge, Stuart Hetherington. He's from Brampton. Number 28 follows him through, Duncan Braid. Here we have number 33, Davy Dunn. Nicely done. Next rider, number 31, Dougie Meek. And here we have number 63, Tony Barnett. Across the bridge, on his way. And this is Richard Hay blasting through. Richard did absolutely brilliant in this event. Here's the next rider. Over the bridge. It looks like number 34. It could have been Martin Pennycook. Watch these two riders come through. I can't make out who they are because of the mud that's caked on them. That white cross in the background is where the bridge was. They headed off from here to the right-hand turning, which took them up the bank to the start of the special test section. Two more riders come to the bridge. Cross it. Number 32, Rab Moir. And Rab, show off for the camera again. And here we have number 71, Liz Millett. We'll now move on to that corner. That's number 1, Malcolm Bissett. His front wheel stuck and nearly coming off. And here we have rider number 22, Ian McKenzie, not on his KTM. He's followed through by number 20, Alex McGowan. Next up is number 28, Duncan Braid. The mud here doesn't seem bad at this point, but it was to get chewed up later at number 33, nearly comes unstuck. That's Davy Dunn. Blasts up the bank to the start of the special test. Next to tackle it, number 21, John McGath. You see how it's starting to get chewed up at this point. I think when I was filming here, we were still on the first lap. I'll show you in a minute or two what it was like in the later laps. And here is number 35, Bill Brown. The bikes are all still relatively clean just after one lap. As you can see from our earlier pictures which we showed you, that wasn't to stay, they weren't to stay like that. Number 27, Andrew McKee. He goes round the outside of the mud. Gets stuck in these ruts here. Looking along the side of the power lines here, if you look in the grass, you can just see a white cross. That's where that little bridge was that the riders were passing over earlier. What number is this rider that's coming towards us? 31 by the look of it, and that'll be Dougie Meek. Let's see how well he can do. See how deep that rut's beginning to get. It filled up with water later on and got really, really clarty. The marshals actually closed this part of the course off and made the riders go around that bit of mud. Next one we caught coming through here was number 76, Ian Retty. That looks like it's number 29, and that would be Stuart Hetherington. And coming up next, we have number 62, Clark Tate on his Eurotech KTM. See how deep that hole's beginning to come. And number 23, Stuart Watson on his Honda 250. And this rider, who's getting himself embedded in, is number 34, Martin Pennycook. He's really in. We'll watch that in slow-mo, just so you can see how deep those wheels are getting. And here we have Martin coming into the corner. Back wheel spins, the front wheel digs in. Speed go forward. Look at the mud spraying up off this. Look how deep that got. It got even deeper later on. Some bikes were stuck in up to the tank. That's why the marshals had to shut this particular bit of mud off and make the riders go around it. Look at that wheel spinning. Mud caked under the mudguard, falling off. Martin back up to full speed again. Next through was number 64, Alistair Lawson. Here we have number 65, George McGowan. Followed by 66, Ian Bell. George gets through. How can Ian do in this? No problems for Ian. And number 67 there, Tom Steele gets through with no problems. All up towards the special test. And here he is again, Rab Moir, number 32. And here's Richard Hay coming through. Doesn't seem to pose too much of a problem for him. There we have number 69, Jim McFarlane, followed through by number 68, Brian Hamilton. All Brian's doing here is managing to dig that front wheel further in. Look at the mud he's kicking up at the back there. He's really got this bike stuck. Come on, Brian, get it out. Two of the spectators went across to help him. That was John Livingstone and Mark Campbell. Number 1, Malcolm Bissett comes through and puts Brian to shame. And that's number 77, Ken Donaldson. This bike is number 5, Nicky Beavitt. This is John and Mark wiping the hands down after helping the bike out.
That's the best line to take them. Which one's that? At the puddle. Is that where Malky came from? Aye, Malky just nipped it and right there.
Number 6, Dougal Walker. No problems. Number 8, Ian Patterson. Follows Dougal through and has no problems. Next one up. Number 7, Murray Thompson. This rut is getting deeper though. I think that this could be rider number 4, Graham Farish, on his Husky. He seems to be stuck there. Trying to get it into neutral. That bike doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Again, John and Mark wade in to give him a hand. A different matter when you're not worn out, isn't it? I think that's number 11 going through there, Colin Tate. Graham gets himself mobile and on his way. Kicking up mud in the process. Number 3, Derek Little. Belting through. As you can see where the yellow tape is there on the left, the marshals have cordoned off that muddy patch and made the riders go around. That was number 9, Ian Hawkes on his Yami 250. There we have number 20, Alex McGowan. Off up to the special test. And next through here is John McNeil, number 12. Losing his way. Heads up the bank towards the special test. I'm not sure who this is yet. See if we can catch the number on the side of the bike. Nope. He'll know who he is anyway. One of the marshals actually pulled up next to me here. And that's number 64, Alistair Lawson. There's the marshal right next to me. This rider here is number 65, George McGowan. Next through is number 66, Ian Bell. I then took a closer look at the mud where the marshals had cordoned off. You can see that it had filled up with water, and that's why the bikes were getting stuck in it. Then this bike came through, Richard Hay, number 2. He was going so well. I think that is number 3. It looks like number 3 anyway. Derek Little, right behind Richard Hay. And that is number 35, Bill Brown. He was doing very well in his class as well. Here is number 33, Davy Dunn. Here we have what looks like number 7. And that's Murray Thompson on his KTM. Who is this? Number something 8. Could have been 28 that. If it was Duncan Braid. Off up to the special test. The next rider through. I can't tell who he is. Do you know? Followed by number 24, Stuart Livingstone. He now moved up the bank at the start of the special test, where number 11, Colin Tate, comes in to get away. We didn't get much filming done in here because it was all trees and there was no bits that we could film, apart from at the end. Gets the countdown for the off. And he's away. Being helped out of the mud in the bottom there is number 25, Stephen Palmer. He's finally out of the mud and gets the bike started. You can hear how strong the wind was on the camera here. Jamie was having trouble keeping the camera still with the gusts. Stephen finally gets himself moving. Gets ready to set off into the special test section. And here he is going through the special test. This was at the special test section. And them two in that van gave me £10 as long as I got that advertising of the van in. Coming down from the lake into the trees at this point, we have one of the riders. I think that's Liz Millett, number 71. It is, she's smiling broadly. And here he is again, number 32, Rab Moore. Goes in behind the trees here. There's a muddy stretch. And round the corner and out of the special test. A bit more advertising for MW Carey. He did offer me £10 to put this in. And then I've charged him for a video as well. The next rider through to the end of the section was Dougal Walker, number 6. Watch him come up this mud stretch. That's it, out of the special test. Back down towards the start area, round the back side of the lake. Have another rider coming up from the lake. That looks like it could be number 8. It'll be Ian Patterson on his Honda 250. Whoa! Really gets it sliding up the mud there. And the next rider coming up here towards the end of the special test, I think, is number 11, Colin Tate. Look at him go up there, no problems for him. Next along, number 25, Stephen Palmer. He heads off back towards the finish, round the backside of the lake. And here we have number 8, Ian Patterson, coming into the Parc Fermé. And here we have number 30, Grant Miller, on his KTM, coming into the finish. Followed by number 12, John McNeil. Number 75 came in. That was George Brakey.
Just stand.
That was number 26, Stan Peterson, getting ready to set off on his last lap. And here was one of the riders with a well-earned cup of coffee after the event. We'll now go on and give you the results for this event. But stay with us because we have a montage of all the spectacular action from the day. And here are those results for you. We'll start off with the experts class. In first place we have Richard Hay, number 2. He came in with a total of 535. Not far behind him was Derek Little, number 3, who came in second, and his total was 547. And again, not far behind him was Murray Thompson, number 7, came in with a total of 558. And third position. We'll now move on to the clubman class. In the clubman class, we have coming in first place Davy Dunn, number 33. He had a total of 469. In second place, only 1 second behind him, we have Bill Brown, number 35, with a total of 470. And in third place, number 28, Duncan Braid, came in with 493. Now on to the sportsman's class. In the sportsman's class, in first place, number 77, Ken Donaldson, came in with a total time of 613. In second place, number 65, George McGowan, came in with his total of 690. And taking up the rear in third place, Brian Hamilton, number 68, with a total of 970. Out of the 44 riders that entered this event, only 21 of them managed to finish. Now we'll go on to show you that montage of action from today's event.